Hey there guys, and welcome to another Factorio mod spotlight. I'm Exterminator, and thank you so much for joining me today. And in this mod spotlight, we are going to be covering the automatic logistic chests mod. This one has been around for a while, and I'm surprised it doesn't have more attention and downloads than it does, because I think it's a very cool, handy mod. So as the name would indicate, what this does is it will automatically set your logistic requests in a requester chest for a recipe, and it will automatically set a condition on an inserter for your output into a provider chest, which is really cool. So first, I think we need to actually look at the settings because there's some important stuff in here. So first off, in per player, it's just a thing to see if you want to receive a message when refreshing a logistic chest. This is enabled by default. So then these are the really important ones. Disable inserters when the provider threshold is met, which is what we do want. That means that it will basically set a condition on the inserter to turn off once the provider amount is reached, which you would normally do manually anyway. Enable artillery turret integration, enable rocket style integration. So that's for using satellite, and that's for shells. Those are enabled. All this is enabled by default. Maximum inserter range, so the maximum range of any modded inserters. So this should work with modded inserters and most modded machines as well. Send a message when all logistic chests are refreshed. Only admins can refresh all logistic chests. This is on by default. I turned it off just to make sure we don't have any issues here. And then provide stack amount modifier. So basically, this is going to be the stack modifier for how many you want in the provider chest and the condition it will set on the inserter. And then this is going to be the same thing but for the requester. So if you say 2, then it's basically going to request 2 stacks of every required item rather than the default 1. Which brings us to the next section of this, which is how much it requests. And this is just going to request, so it's not as fine-tuning as it would be doing it a few other ways, but this will request by default a stack of every ingredient required in the recipe. And then by default, it will have an inserter condition set to 1 stack of the finished product. So how does this work? First, you need to place a machine, set the recipe. And this is important that you set the recipe, and this will work with assemblers. This will also work with pretty much any machine, chemical plants, stuff like that. So if we go here and set something that's going to require, we could do plastic, which requires coal. Get some power down here. And then next you need to place your inserters, because it uses the inserter to kind of is a bridge between the machine and the chest. So you need to place your inserters first for this, and we'll just do these here. Oh, and then you need to place your chests after that. So we're going to place our requester chest on both these, and then the provider chest on both these. And you can see the inserter was automatically given a condition, and as you can see, it is a stack. If we were to set the stack thing to 2, it would be 400, 2 stacks. And then same with this is a stack worth. And then in the request here, it is 1 stack of each. So cable stacks 200, iron to 100. So it's just requesting a stack of each of these. And then in here, it's requesting a stack of coal. So it's not as fine-tuning as if you were to either just set it completely manually, or if you were to do the vanilla option where you copy, shift right click this, and then paste with shift left click on the chest. It actually ends up being very close in this particular case. It won't always be that way, but basically what this is doing is requesting enough for, I believe, a full minute of production, or maybe it's 2 minutes. I never remember if it's 1 or 2 minutes worth of production, but it's one of those. So in this case, it's actually very close to what this does. If we were to do the same over here, again, it's somewhat close. This won't always work out, but in general, I would say this is going to be, somewhat, similar to what the vanilla option would do. It's just even left clicks, because you don't even have to click anything. As long as you place things in the right order, it'll just do it automatically. And what's really nice, in my opinion, is this, because it can take a little bit to manually go in, choose the item, and then choose the amount, make sure you have the right condition. And if you want more than 1 stack, which usually you do, you can just go in the settings and change the passive, the provider stack amount to say 5 or 10 if you just want to hold 10 stacks of everything for all your recipes. So I think this is actually potentially more useful than this, because this usually takes a decent amount of time to set all that. So there you go, guys. That is a mod. I think it's super helpful. Just saves some clicks here and there, and saves you some effort and stuff. Not quite as fine-tuned as doing it manually, but still definitely worth it in most cases if you're not super particular about the amount of stuff requested and held. And I believe that should do it. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And if you have any questions, thoughts, leave them below. If you did enjoy, a like is appreciated. Help other people find the video. And as always, there is a link in the description to the mod portal page where you can check this mod out. As one last note, there shouldn't be research required for this aside from obviously the research to get logistic chests and such. This is just something that's native in things once you actually have the chest to do it. So pretty easy there. Anyway, take care, guys. Until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.